It is time to mock draft, ladies and gentlemen, 2025 fantasy football mock draft. And I'm not going to draft with all of you. That's going to be pointless, I think, right now anyway. I'm going to draft with you. We'll decide together. You can try and convince me of the next pick, but we'll go through, I imagine, 2 rounds of 2025 fantasy football mock drafting to get a sense of where maybe we value the players on the board right now, because there's no good ADP data. You need thousands and thousands upon thousands of drafts to get any sort of handle on the real general public value of players, but we're going to tackle it. We're going to find out what your boy feels and what you feel alongside of my picks, and we'll just take it from there. The Fantasy Football Show live mock draft manual style. Okay, just your boy against himself. 12 different Smitty teams. Let's go ahead and tackle the top 24 of the Fantasy Football Show. Early, way too early, 2025 mock draft graveyard after dark stream begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
All right, so let's jump straight in, and let's just let's take a little gander at what we're dealing with. This is the I looked at the redraft ADP, and it was absolutely, I just want to throw up all over the place. It was Christian McCaffrey in the top 3, Tyreek Hill in the top 3. I'm like, what am I looking at here? What am I looking at? Did somebody really not just manually go in and just bump them all around for everybody? People want a mock draft right now. This is Dynasty PPR. It's a little better, but I'm going to have to comb through this entire board of players, and we'll probably forget somebody like BT. We'll be looking for players, and we're like, oh, we forgot Brian Thomas Jr. because he'll be nowhere to be found. So you'll have to help me as we go through this, but let's go ahead and let's just shove good old Jamar Chase into this 1.1 selection. We're assuming, oh God, backtrack, pause. Yeah, I gotta undo these. Okay, so it's gonna be paused. The whole entire draft will be fine moving forward, but I forgot that I had to pause that. I'm like, okay, I'm the number 1 pick. Let's go ahead and go Jamar Chase, number 1 overall. Why are we doing this? Let's explain a little bit. Let's talk it through. PPR, okay, guy was absolutely extraordinary this 2024 season. Blew pretty much everyone out of the water. And the truth is, I think he could do better because he was kind of held back at the beginning of the year. He didn't really have the year that he had at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year. And I know the Bengals have a tendency to start slow, and that happens, but I think they really are going to take a step forward in 2025. The pancake stack, drop a pancake emoji.
The stack
Drop
above
it in the
all
live
stacks.
chat, please.
It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
We don't need to play the whole thing. Jamar Chase, PPR. If it was half PPR or non-PPR, even more so, I'd probably go either Gibbs, Bijan, or Barkley. But right now, Jamar Chase. We even got a super chat from Hassan who said, "What's up, Smitty? Gibbs, Jamar Chase, or Barkley first overall?" There you go. Yes, sir. Jamar Chase all day long in PPR. Only because, I think you're going to get a good number of potential running back options in that 2-3 turn, like Kyron, Breece Hall. Like, you'll be able to figure out how to populate the running back position a little better than populating the wide receiver position in a world where people still are wide receiver hungry, I think, for the most part, even especially in best ball. But so we're gonna go with Jamar Chase here. This is where it gets really interesting, really intriguing. I go back and forth myself. There's no right or wrong answer. Barkley, Gibbs, Bijan, some might say JJ. I understand all of that. Personally, if you ask me, and I go back and forth on this. I really do. Bijan's in a phenomenal opportunity. Bijan, if people don't remember, Bijan finished the final 3 games, 2 touchdowns rushing, 2 touchdowns rushing, 2 touchdowns rushing. Jahmyr Gibbs finished as running back number 1 overall. And people still chime in and say, Smitty, we don't even know it. Somebody wrote this. Somebody actually wrote this in my Instagram post that I just put up on IG. The Fantasy Football Show on IG. Follow me. It's a good follow, somebody said. Smitty, we just don't know what's going on with Gibbs yet. We just can't rate Gibbs number 1. Gibbs was number 1. Gibbs was the number 1 running back. Like, what are you talking about? Gibbs is absolutely phenomenal. No matter what your scoring is, he was top 2, 3 in some goofball scoring, whatever. He is an absolute monster, and Monty played a significant amount of games, and I fully expect Monty to miss a handful of games each year. He's getting older. He runs really hard. He gets the grunt work. What are people talking about over and over and over? Smitty, Smitty. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs's workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. It's science. That's all it is. It's science. It's not difficult, people. It's not difficult. But what is difficult, deciding between Bijan and Gibbs and Barkley, because they're all phenomenal. The reason Barkley, and I'll spoil it now, is not going to be 1.2 and he's not going to be 1.3, doesn't mean he falls much further, if any, than 1.4, is because of the workload. He's still playing right now. We calculated it the other day. Travis, do you remember what the carry total was? In the chat, if you could put it. I think it was something along the lines of 365 and counting. So he goes out and has a 20-tote game, and then if they win, he has another 15 carries. You're looking at near 400 carries in 2024 alone, and that is a very, very tough situation to be in. You know, where you're expecting a guy like Saquon to go out there with an injury history. He's kind of shaken loose. Let's be honest. Let's not hold too much against him at all. We're talking about moving him from 1.2 or 1.1 to 1.4. So don't get your panties in a bunch and say, Smitty, you're sleeping on Saquon. You can't sleep on Saquon Barkley when you have him 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1. Just stop. But something's got to give. 435 touches, 396 carries, and 39 catches is what Travis has calculated up to this point. We had him do that on the other show while I was talking. I was yapping. He was calculating. We came up with numbers. These are the numbers right now. And it's a tough line. So he's not 1, 2, or 3 for me. But that doesn't mean he's not an excellent 4 and he can't win a league from a 4 or 5 draft slot. He absolutely could. What I'm going to say, Bijan and Gibbs are 2 different players. They're both remarkable. Gibbs is a little bit different type of player, more Camara than he is, brute force, between the tackle monster. But the crazy part is Bijan is every bit the same player that Gibbs is if he's played that way. His rookie year, if you remember back, the highlight reel on Bijan Robinson was all reception touchdowns. Remember his rookie year? It's like, Bijan catches a one-handed touchdown in practice. Bijan, one-handed touchdown over here. Bijan's catching balls left and right. But they did run him more than they threw to him. They do feel like that balance isn't quite Gibbs-like, or what it could be Gibbs-like. They're both phenomenal. They're just slightly different players that can possibly play the exact same way. There's no real answer here. The bottom line is you can go either direction. I'll be honest in saying that I flop back and forth. There's no shame in admitting that. I think I'm going to put, with this pick right here, I think I'm going to go Gibbs and then Bijan. But again, I've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth a couple of times since the end of the season. And so Bijan goes 3. I think it's very smart to put Barkley here. At some point, you can't continue to kick the can too far down the road. in this conversation. Not worried about Barkley whatsoever from this value vantage point, but there's still something to consider. There's still a conversation we need to have in the offseason about this man's workload and how worried we are. But here it is. And you guys are all going to see it differently. Bijan finds them holes so easy, says Dice Boy. Okay. This one here, I agree, Smitty. Bijan, Chase, Gibbs, Barkley. Understandable. Penix is going to go through the roof, Brian. We told you, Brian. But I appreciate that, Brian. Brian coming in. Penix Jr. Penix Jr. is the best thing that ever happened to Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson, while Penix Jr. only played, those 2 games, Bijan was 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, and 2 touchdowns in his last 3 back-to-back games. And they just, he's so mobile. He's such a good running quarterback, which a lot of box score bobbies don't know. They have no idea. They're like, he didn't run in college. Oh, good astute observation. Why don't you carry that over into the NFL? It'll serve you well. Don't use your brain or think outside the box or use new information. Penix Jr. is a good running quarterback. He could run for 5-6 touchdowns on the year. But more importantly, the capability of drawing the defense in and making the defense spy him, you see different defensive fronts and schemes in and around the goal line. And that's why Bijan Robinson was easy to defend in a Kirk Cousins system, because guess what? Not only could Kirk Cousins not beat you throwing the football, because he had 4 straight games at the end of the year with not a single touchdown pass. His 5th and final game, so 4 out of the 5 games, no touchdown passes. His final game, he did throw 1. Teams knew Kirk Cousins isn't going to get this done. Let's stack the box. Bijan's not getting in. He didn't get in. The play calling was vanilla. Very easy to see coming. Penix Jr. comes into this system and opens it all up. And now when you're at and around the goal line, the defense doesn't know what to do, but they're certainly not going to stack the box. They can't stack the box because Penix Jr. will knife up your defense or run a touchdown in. So guess what? Bijan sees different schemes than he's ever seen, and he sees them every single week, no matter what. Bijan, arguably, I'm talking myself into Bijan number 2 overall, aren't I? I'm doing it live, aren't I? Let's move it. They both deserve being in this spot. It's not something that you can just leave one in there all show long. They've got to rotate. Okay, it's only fair. Let's put Bijan number 2 now. And then when I get to Gibbs, maybe we switch back. But that's okay. That's just the nature of how important both these guys are and how amazing they are. Now Bijan's number 2. Do it live. We're doing it live. And guess what? My back, hold on. Where's my mashed potato?
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. We got a little movement. Today we had a breakthrough. Today I could move a little. It's really bad. That was probably pretty stupid to do. I felt a little pain going on. I didn't mean to jump. I got excited. I got overly carried away. But I do have, this is my true movement right here. Let me put it up on the screen. This is my true movement, okay? When I walk around, I can walk pretty good. I feel pretty good. I sit down slowly. I can't lean over. I still have about 10% capability of leaning over. My back is still completely destroyed, but we're doing significantly better. The difference between my back today and my back yesterday was like the Falcons offense with Kirk Cousins and the Falcons offense with mother freaking Michael Penix Jr.
Let him cook.
Feels good. Feels good to be able to move around. I'll tell you that right now. Number 5. Número 5. Yo pienso que muchas personas necesita. All right. I gotta touch up on my Spanish here or there. So maybe some shows I'll try and do one sentence of Spanish, one sentence of English, and we'll go from there. Christian McCaffrey is next. Not.
You've You've just been Smitty disapproved.
What? Why can't someone just walk in to the Sleeper front office and go, hey, can I just get a hold of the rankings sheet real quickly? Can I open up that text file and just manually bump these players around slightly? Please. There are thousands and thousands upon thousands of people that would like to mock draft today. And maybe we don't have ADP data, but we have my mind. My mind would say, let me order this in some sort of ADP fashion. But instead, I'm sitting here looking at Tyreek Hill at 9, MHJ at 8. This is a dynasty ranking, but I'll tell you, the redraft ranking's even worse. But why can't we get somebody, pick up the phone and go, hey, buddy, hey, Steven, TPS reports, get down to the basement, open up the draft.txt file, and sort that bad boy and hit save, please. Thank you. Takes 10 minutes, maybe 5. But instead, I'm going to have to comb through an entire list, and I have no idea what the hell I'm looking for. I'll be honest. I didn't prep. I don't prep for anything. This is all live. We do it live, and that's it.
Let him cook.
There's a little bit of pain on that one, but we're good. It didn't linger. It's just one of those sharp little, like someone just got a hold of it. All right, here we go. Jamar Chase, Bijan, Gibbs, Barkley. Who's next? We got Puka Nacua in the conversation. Nico Collins, Derrick Henry, because this is a redraft. Kyron's going to go a lot later. We're going to take advantage of that. CeeDee Lamb, JJ. I'll tell you what, we haven't talked much about Schottenheimer, but it wasn't what we wanted. We wanted Kellen Moore. Schottenheimer feels like a penny-pinching move by Jerry Jones. The good news is that we know that he's going to feed CeeDee Lamb. I'm not too worried about CeeDee Lamb. But I don't think Lamb goes here in my own ranking. He certainly doesn't go here in ADP ranking. So we steal Lamb around 10, 11, and we literally take it to the bank. Lamb at 9, 10, 11 is an absolute gold mine.
Let him cook.
Gold mine, but not now. Not yet. Don't draft him too early. You can get away with absolute highway robbery. Let's go with the smart play here. The only play, in my opinion. The only play. The man, the myth, the legend, the underrated monster. Let's go with Justin Jefferson, the absolute QB-proof wide receiver that can do it all. He can do it all, and he's in an amazing system, and he is just that good. He's so good that even in this situation, it could be one. This is a great value. This is the way to go. This is PPR, plain and simple. We're not doing anything crazy or crafty. There's no bonuses. It's a standard PPR. JJ goes number 5, and I don't even really blink. I don't hesitate. I like Puka, but we'll get there in a second. This is my pick so far. Here's where it gets crazy. And there's not much more we need to say about JJ. You have a problem with JJ at 5? The only problem you should have is, I want him 4. You shouldn't have a problem with JJ 5 or earlier. If you do, I can't help you, nor do I want to help you. No offense. Okay, moving on. What are we doing here? We've got Puka. We've got Nico. We've got Henry. We've got Nabers. We got Achane. We got St. Brown. What do you guys think in the chat? Who's next? I still love Lamb here. I just think that if I put him here, it's prefacing and caveating that he goes later. Take advantage if you can. I really like it. I really don't mind him here. Do we go Puka? I'll tell you why I'm not going to go Puka. And I'm kind of ruining my Puka Nacua unveiling here. It's not that he's, again, same thing with Barkley at 4 versus Barkley at 1 or 2. It's not that I don't like Puka. I don't need to hear somebody say, Smitty, you're sleeping on Puka. We're not sleeping on Puka. Puka at 6, 7, 8, 9 is perfect. It's preference at this point. The reason I don't like Puka at 6 is you're buying him at his ceiling. And the guy lays his body out and puts his health on the line every single damn play. He is the most injury-prone wide receiver inside the top 10 overall, top 15 overall, plain and simple. Doesn't mean that a player can't get hurt. Like, I'm not going to even say names. Of course, anybody can get hurt. Anybody can get hurt. But the most likely player to get hurt out of the top 15 overall players at the wide receiver position, I don't even bat an eye. I yell, I scream the name Puka Nacua if there's a contest. And they're like, somebody name that Puka Nacua. Why? It's just the way he plays. It doesn't mean we don't love it. We love it. We love it about Puka. He's got heart, determination, soul. I absolutely love it. But it doesn't mean my brain doesn't say, okay, carry the one, little calculation. If we carry that one, we throw it over. I kind of feel like, yeah, he's the most likely to get hurt. He's probably going to miss 2-3 games, 2 to 4 games on the year. It's just the way it is. You can get mad all you want. You can be a Puka Nacua apologist or truther or angry Angus and go, I like Puka 4. You're going to be wrong about this. I'm not going to be wrong about nothing. I'm going to be telling you to go get us a coffee. And I'm going to be telling you, we told you about Puka. Because that's the way it's going to go. You can't come in and try and drop Puka at 5 or 6 over 8 and act like you're doing something amazing. So we're going to leave Puka for later. Amazing player. Absolutely phenomenal. Stafford. What if Stafford gets hurt? Stafford plays with like severed limbs and absolutely don't know when he's going to be knocked out of a game and not come back. If Stafford's he's getting every day, he's getting a little bit more injury prone and a little older and just a little bit less, arm strength. You're going to see it at some point. Stafford's a little bit of a concern. A little bit, not a huge concern. Dynasty, yeah. If we're doing Dynasty, Puka drops even another slot or two on my draft board, and it pisses people off, but there's logic. It's rooted in logical thinking that Puka Nacua puts his body on the line more than everybody else, okay? And Stafford's not going to be there forever. You take Stafford out of the equation while it is a McVay system, you can't execute it just because you're any old quarterback he plugs in. Running back's a little more so. Plug and play, cut, run up that gut. There's a hole, boom. Saturate the running back with touches. He'll do okay. That's why Corum's one of the best cuffs in football walking into 2025. Doesn't mean we like him more than Kyren Williams.
Let him cook.
But certainly one of the best handcuffs because of situation. He'll be a lesser version of Kyren per start, but he'll be great. He'll be a top 10 running back. Kyren will be a top 5 running back. Big difference, but still very awesome handcuff. But don't get it confused or twisted up. Puka Nacua is not here. This is where I'm just going to do it, even though I do caution you to try and squeeze whatever you can out of this value. But at this point, like if I'm drafting, I'm not going to trade down 2 spots and lose them. I think Lamb is still arguably capable of the #1 overall fantasy football value. And in a bad scenario where he has his Schottenheimer's not, he's a slow start or gets jostled, or Dak is just kind of mid sometimes. And the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry's not investing and reinvesting and building this team up. I think, yeah, this is a good spot. This package is in all the risk, period.
Get lambed.
I don't think there's a safer player in the 6 to 10 range. And I do believe, and I say this to prepare you, if you have 8, 9, 10, I don't want you to pass out, okay, during the draft. I want you to take a seat, take some deep breaths, do that yoga shit you do that I don't do. Why? Because we cook here.
Let him cook.
But take some deep breaths, Bill, and don't be shocked if CeeDee Lamb is sitting there for the taking at 8, 9, 10. You're going to be like, holy crap, Smitty, I'm going to see so many messages early on. Smitty, I got Lamb at 11. I got Lamb at 10. And we're going to be...
Let him cook.
We're drinking more water. Go forward this week. More water this week. Got to get healthier. Okay, next up, Christian McCaffrey. Not!
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Vito Pope.
It's just, you see it here every time, and it's a good one. We got Puka, we got Nico, Derrick Henry is still in the mix, but I venture to say most of us, I'd say half of us are probably still going, I know. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to say it like you're inventing it. Oh, Smitty, Henry's going to do it again. We know. You're not inventing that. Everybody knows, but I think we still want to package in that bookend pick value for Henry if we can. Can I get a raised hand if we're all saying to ourselves, I know, but if I may interject, Smitty, I would prefer 11 or 12 overall pick, the bookends. That's how I feel. Doesn't mean I'm avoiding him on any level, but you do have to package in every year. Doesn't matter if he did it last year. Doesn't matter if he proved everybody wrong. At 90 years old, he's going to continue to prove people wrong. You do got to use logic. You do got to say he took a massive amount, a boatload of carries this year. Him and Barkley have probably the most injury likelihood, percentage of likely injury out of any of the top 10 running backs. So there's a lot of concern, okay? A lot of concern. Someone said, can you answer my super chat? Sure can. Aaron, thank you very much. $2 hauler. What's your ideal draft number in a 12-minute? Well, we're trying to figure that out right now, Aaron. I don't have the answer to that yet. This is our first real mock draft. So my early indication is that I want this top 5 pick. I almost always do. There is a thought going through my head that I will love the 12, 13 bookend picks, but at the end of the day, you'll be picking so far downstream that I still think at the end of the day, you're better off going with 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4, so you can pull that third rounder up as high as possible to get 3 absolute studs. That's usually without hesitation, without equivocation, without stuttering or anything. That usually is going to be my answer year over year. There have been unique years where I've said I kind of like 10, 11, 12 as much as I like 1, but I never really liked 10, 11, 12 better than I ever liked number 1 overall, because I like the control of knowing that I'm the first best third drafted player in fantasy football, barring trading and such. So my answer to you now is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then really 5, 6 still. And then maybe 7, 8, 9 are not as good as 12, 11, 10. Like that's where it could get a little crazy, but the answer now is 1. You got a choice right now and you need my answer. You need my answer right now. My answer is number 1. You like my Band-Aid? Cut my finger on a box. All right, moving on. Lamb. This one's going to shock some people. I want to do it, but let's go Puka first, out of respect. And I don't even think I need to mention why. Everyone knows why. The volume's there. This is not Dynasty. If it was Dynasty, he would drop a couple spots for me. Just know that. If it was Dynasty, he would drop a couple spots. You can be mad at me all you want, but the Stafford and injury concerns coupled together are multiple red flags. I think in 2025, we only have like a red flag and a hint of another one in Stafford. Stafford's not a complete red flag. He smells a little bit like a red flag. Just a little bit, little whiff. But Dynasty-wise, you don't know who's quarterbacking this thing. Puka survives on sheer volume. Is Puka Nacua as physically talented as Jamar Chase or JJ or Lamb? The answer is no. If you say yes, you've got Puka in like 15 leagues. That's why you're saying it. You're not fooling anybody. But does anybody have more heart or desire or determination or volume than Puka Nacua? No. That's why he's so good. And that's why in 2025, we're loving it. It's fantastic. Okay, but in Dynasty, he'd drop a couple spots. I don't care what anybody says. You can think whatever you want. It's my show. It's my show.
Got him.
This is going to surprise some people, but I don't care. Why? Because it's my show. And sometimes I make statements, and this statement needs to be made. And it doesn't mean you can't steal him away later, but it is what it is. Your boy is gonna drop his call here. Malik Nabers. I think Malik Nabers goes into beast mode in 2025. I think Malik Nabers is worth the reach or two over St. Brown, over Nico, just because I believe what we saw from him as a rookie is going to be amplified, not only by the addition of a quarterback, but the addition of just having maturity and gravitating toward improving and learning and strengthening and all that. I think it's gonna be ballsy, but we're doing it live. And this is going to be one of our favorite first-round picks in 2025.
Let him cook.
Love it. Love it. Next up, we got a debate between Nico, Henry, Achane, St. Brown. Even JT needs to be talked about here. Am I missing anybody? Again, I'm spitballing this damn thing. And if anybody needs more Malik Nabers, like Smitty, talk to me about Malik. Tell me a little bit about Malik Nabers. Let me see if I can pull up his player card here. If that'll even... Is it going to show? I don't think it's going to show. We'll do a whole video, don't worry, on Malik Nabers. But Malik Nabers is probably going to pull in 15 plus total touchdowns. Probably going to grab 110 receptions, 120, who knows what it's going to be. It could be big. He's probably going to have a 1,500 yard season. This will be a guy that could be number 2. And if you think it's not possible, look at BT and Nabers were neck and neck. And BT needs to be considered here very shortly. But they were neck and neck. And if BT can be 4, and I believe he's a little bit better than Nabers. I'm not saying by a lot. Again, don't get your panties in a bunch again, Steve. 4557 from YouTube. Don't get your panties in a bunch. You got to go pick up that stack of TPS reports. People are going to notice, Steve. It just means that Nabers, to me, he has the ability to be Jamar Chase in 2025, 2026, 2027. I venture to say my number 2 overall player is number 2 or number 3 is Nabers in Dynasty. So Jamar Chase, number 1. Redraft, Dynasty, PPR, just lock it in. Bijan Gibbs, love him. JJ, love him. Lamb, I still love him. But Nabers might be 2 or 3 in Dynasty for me. Look out for that Dynasty video coming soon, and a redraft. I'll do a redraft and Dynasty Nabers video and launch them onto the Dynasty channel and this main channel at the same time, and then put links in the description, and then in the video say go watch the redraft version, go watch the Dynasty version. So I'm gonna start doing that between my 2 channels to get you guys over to both of them. I don't think we can go. I want to go Achane here. I do. But I think we're going to get more consistency out of St. Brown and out of Nico. I'm going to go St. Brown here, and I'm going to go Nico after that. I think it's just smart. I don't think it's not an arguable thing. It totally is an arguable preference thing. There's no like, oh, Nico. Look, Nico could go 2-3 spots ahead of this. There's no crazy. Is this mock draft not beautiful? Do I have any complainers in the chat right now going, I don't know? I think this is beautiful. I think this is a wonderful mock. And for a very pro running back type of content creator, you're starting to notice something about this upcoming 25 season, because I'm never going to stick to a certain plan. I'm hero RB no matter what. I'm best player available. Best player available is telling me we've got a handful of RBs and then we've got a handful of wide receivers. And this feels like the way to safety. Let's see here. According to the the draft, we got to go Tyreek Hill, right? Right?
Wrong. Muy mal.
Let's go Achane here. And, I think having him this, I shouldn't say this late because it's still really high, obviously, right? It packages in a lot of the risk that I think we need to package in because of Mike McDaniel and his ability to be an absolute inept head coach, which he is. Plain and simple. You can get mad at that all you want, but he is not a good head coach. He's not. He's a great offensive coordinator. He's a great offensive coordinator that when he's in his bag, he can deliver good fantasy football production. I'm going to go Derrick Henry, I think, at this next pick because this is what I said. I very much am on board the Derrick Henry train. If it means I can get him in a back-to-back situation where I get a counterpart that's just as valuable. It makes me feel like I can miss a little bit here. And worst case scenario, let's say he balls out for 10 weeks and you can't trade him, which is my objective. I don't think I would draft Henry in a league where I couldn't trade him unless it's a $5 best ball and I'm doing a plethora of different Henry builds and I'm not going to do it all off season, but I'll pick a certain number I'll do. Sure. In case he does have one full year left. But I don't think I'd draft Henry, and I don't recommend you draft him if you're not capable in that particular league of trading him away before double-digit weeks or right at week 10, 11. Because I do believe that drop-off happens later, not necessarily earlier. He looks good right now. It's a great pick there. And if you get 8 weeks out of Derrick Henry, 10 weeks of Derrick Henry being a monster, and he gets hurt and he's out for the year, your complimentary player, your Bucky Irving of 2025 that we will help you land.
Let him cook.
Your 2025 version of that late gem will still have you just exploding. We're sitting here. We've got JT. We've got Nico's off the board. Who am I missing here besides JT? It's JT, right? It's JT. Am I missing anybody at this point? Hall's too early. Slimmy's going in the 3rd round. I'm not saying I won't rank him high, but Hall's not going to need to go this high. So we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to go Taylor here. Jonathan Taylor. And this is where it gets crazy. Like after the 12, the good news is you have an early pick. You're gonna have a stud, right? Bad news is these late round picks, the counterpart pick, the 2.5, the 2.4, the 2.6, it's gonna be harder than you think to avoid going early quarterback if you're a student of best player available. Because guess who's coming up here soon? Josh Allen. And you can say whatever you want. I watch Steve, the content creator over here, Smitty, and he says never draft a quarterback early. You do you. We'll do what we do. I'm trying to. You're gonna have to help me throw names out too, so I don't miss anybody. We got Kyron. We got Josh Allen. We got Lamar. We got Bucky. We got Genty. Maybe we go Genty here. Lad McConkey's in the mix. Do we go Bucky? BT. Let's go BT. Brian Thomas Jr. will be next. Bucky will be next. Ashton Genty for me will be next. We're getting closer to where we might have Breece Hall. But for everybody saying Breece Hall picks ago, he's not going to go that high. You need to understand where his value is. Oh, Bowers. See, this is where I need you guys. Where do we put Bowers? Bowers is going first round. So we got to remove some of these. We got to put Bowers in at the turn pick at the very least. Genty, Bucky, Thomas Jr. Again, it's so hard without this ADP. It's so hard without this ADP being updated. It is absolutely asinine. Where were we at? So Brock Bowers, JT. What was it? What was it after that? Where was I after this? Can someone remember who it was? It was Jonathan Taylor, JT. Then what? JT, BTJ, Bucky, Genty. I think that's right. BTJ, Bucky, Genty. BTJ. Is that correct? BTJ, Bucky, and then Genty. Genty's going to be a value. I love that Genty by default is going to fall. You know, like you're getting him in like almost a mid. Little bit early to mid. Ashton Genty, there we go. Okay, so now we got to look for Kyron. I think Breece Hall's talked about. Josh Allen. Lamar's talked about. Chase Brown. McBride's in the conversation. Drake London, McConkey. God, this is getting tough. Let's go. This is my ranking. I'm trying to keep an account ADP and let guys fall a little bit. Kyron. Josh Allen. 1 QB, yes, Josh Allen. Learn about it. JD5 and Lamar are going to be in the top of the third area, if not late second for me. I value quarterbacks differently, and you can either accept that or not. Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Flowers. What? All right, let's dial into the show. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Flowers. This is tough here. This is where it gets kind of brutal. I'm feeling like Chase Brown might need to go here. And we might have Breece Hall coming up here soon. But again, trying to get him in the third round because you can. Lamar, JD5, Breece Hall, Chase Brown, McBride. This is close. This is getting crazy. London. I like London here. 512, what's your name and where are you calling from?
AK from Texas.
JK from Texas? AK. What's up, AK from Texas? What can I do for you? Who do you like next?
Hold on, let me see the board real quick. So it's Josh Allen and the next person?
Yeah, Josh Allen, and then the board's not going to help you. The ADP is awful. It's absolutely pitiful. You've got London, you've got JD5 and Lamar, you've got Breece Hall, you have Chase Brown, you have McBride, Jacobs, London, McConkey, McLaurin, Garrett Wilson.
Honestly, I like JD5.
Redwood, who do you like here? Chat, who do you like here? Rasheed Rice, no, he's coming off a major knee injury. Slim.
You know I'm biased, so, yeah.
Slim, he's coming off a major knee injury, and he's probably going to be suspended at least 2 games, but could be as high as 6 games with a total massive knee injury. But I like him, but second round, you'd be flushing the pick down the toilet. I'm going to wait on JD5. I think his value is a little bit later. I'm going to go, I guess we go Chase Brown here. It makes sense. He's certainly earned it. It's just a matter of like, do we expect anything to change? I think we can't right now expect anything to change. The only thing is, do I think that Breece Hall is worth? Do I take Breece Hall before I take Chase Brown? I go back and forth on that one. But for right now, we're gonna put Chase Brown here. We'll put Breece Hall here. I think Breece Hall should go here. He won't go here. Make sure you understand that. You're gonna get him as a steal. I think we got Lamar JD5, McBride, Josh Jacobs, London. Maybe London here. London's got to go here. AJ Brown's intriguing. I worry about injury, but at some point he's going to be a great value, and he's starting to get to that point. For anybody that wonders when I'm going to leap on grabbing AJ Brown. So London. Drake London, there we go. God, this is a good looking mock. Higgins over London. Higgins, Paul, in round 2. Man, I'm so glad this is not a mock draft, because some of you, no offense, Paul, no offense, Slim, but some of you would screw this mock draft up. Drafting Rashee Rice in round 2, who we loved last year, but he's coming off a major knee injury and could be suspended. What was the other one? What was the one Aaron had? No offense, Aaron. Aaron's was, Flowers. Come on, people. Jacobs is really, really close. I think Jacobs should probably go Jacobs here. So we're going to go Josh Jacobs. We'll go it's actually my turn. So I'll treat this like a Ladd's a good pick here. All right, what do you guys like here? I know you said JD5 already, but leave JD5 and Lamar out of it for now. Garrett Wilson's intriguing. What about McBride?
I'll try like McBride there too.
McBride, Lamar, JD5, McConkey, AJ Brown. I mean, AJ Brown's definitely getting to this point. So we'll go.
I think McCarthy's gonna go up this year.
Yeah, he'll be good. He'll be good. I like him a little bit better as a third drafted player. Like, even if it's 3.2, whatever. Okay, I'm going to go McBride here. And I'm going to go JD5. Which is going to have some people excited and some people going, well, no way, I'm going to take him. That's fine. I don't care. Okay, we'll go Ladd McConkey here. The McConkmeister. Ladd McConkey. What else did we say? We have Lamar. We'll go Lamar here. And for anybody that has complaints about early quarterback, you're watching the wrong channel. AJ Brown. I think this is where I start getting back into the AJ Brown game. I don't even think he'll last this long, but we don't really know. We don't know what the world's going to see. Depends how he finishes, but if Hurts can't get him the ball, he's going to fall this far. It just really depends on. Okay, so we got Terry McLaurin. We got like Chuba Hubbard still kind of needs to be talked about here. Some other rookie running backs will kind of get in the conversation. We have, let's see here. Are we missing anybody like glaring? Like this draft.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, he's right around here. But anybody glaring? JSN's intriguing here. I don't think I'm missing anybody crazy. So it's kind of like McLaurin, Garrett Wilson. Devontae Smith. No, way too early. Garrett Wilson. JSN's in the conversation now, but I don't think we take him yet. But JSN's definitely a intriguing option later. I guess we go. Yeah, Cook's a little early for me. I don't mind him. Mixon's solid, but he dropped off so bad. Like, how can you really truly trust him right now? You kind of can't. MHJ's way too early nights. Way too early, bro. Coming from a guy that loves him. The situation isn't there. Kind of feel like the wide receiver to grab here is either Garrett Wilson or McLaurin. Guys, Garrett Wilson or McLaurin here. Slim, Addison. It's just too early.
Terry for sure.
Slim, thank God you're not in this mock draft. You can't take. I love Addison, but you can't take him at the top of round 3. Christian McCaffrey, look, it is interesting. Where in the hell do we take him? I don't know. I mean, he's coming up. McLaurin, let's go Terry McLaurin. Let's go Garrett Wilson. We got to.
Is it a guarantee that CMC stays in SF next year?
Who?
CMC Christian.
Is there a guarantee? What would you ask?
San Francisco. Well, what is his contract situation right now?
Yeah, he just signed an extension. He's not going anywhere. Mike Evans, Joe Mixon. I mean, I get some. Slim says Smitty be getting to my worst picks, but your name. Look, Slim, you can't. You used that excuse the first time. You go, Smitty. I didn't say now. You're naming these guys as we're trying to decide who to pick, and when it doesn't go well, you're blaming it on. You're just naming guys for later. You're not. You're trying to draft. You're trying to draft him right now, bro. Come on. I mean, let's be real. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. Thank God. Travis, you're live. Who you got right here, Travis?
Excuse me for a second. I'm going to catch up here. I just had to walk away for like 5 minutes, so I'm going to catch up on the board.
All right, yeah, look at the board for a minute. Hubbard's interesting. Do we go McCaffrey here? I don't know. I don't believe I believe he could put together a string of games, but he can't put together a season. But how many games can he be healthy for? I don't know. T. Higgins, I think he could be in this conversation in a little bit. I don't know about right here. I do believe like a Scattaboo or one of these rookie running backs, depending on the landing spot, like a Hampton or a Scattaboo or whatever, could get into the conversation here. JSN in the conversation. Caleb Johnson, the other rookie running back that could be in the conversation. Mike Evans, yeah. Mike Evans is so hard to like. It's like catching a falling knife. You don't know if the knife is falling yet. Like you grab it before. Kamara, same thing. Kamara's 30 years old. I can't buy into Kamara at this stage. Evans and Kamara feel like tail end around 3, like 3-4 turn players, or top of the fourth drafted players. Give me Kamara and Evans all day, I guess, at that value. Man, it's getting tough. DK, I don't think I could draft DK before JSN, guys. I know I see a bunch of DKs out there. I just can't do it. I take JSN maybe here.
Yeah, I think JSN.
I think Higgins is depending on the land spot.
Yeah, I mean we got to predict the landing spot. James Cook is decent here. I didn't want to take him earlier with a couple other guys still on the board. The player that stands out the most to me of being potentially way off of what expectation ADP wise is going to be, doesn't mean that we're going to be wrong, is Christian McCaffrey here. And before this pick, AJ Brown. I think a person coming in that just found this channel is going to be like, you guys think AJ Brown's in the 3rd round? Good luck. Wish I played in your league. This is more of like, I'm not trying to project ADP so much as I'm doing a combination of a little bit of that to help us gauge where we're going to get. Like I kind of talk the ADP out, but then I make my selections based on my preference. Hence Breece Hall going 2.9 when I think he's going to be in the third round. At least like 3.1, 2.12. McBride's already been taken, my boy Jay Freezy. Catch up. Hurts or Mahomes. I mean, yeah, the quarterbacks are going to be in the mix here. Jalen Hurts always scores like a top 4 or 5 fantasy quarterback, so he's certainly in the mix here. JSN is solid. DK could get traded and then become the better player, sure. Rula says Kenneth Walker. No, you can't invest in Kenneth Walker this early, but I do believe he could be a steal the later you get him. DJ Moore, Sick Nasty says.
Go yet?
No, Laporta hasn't, but I think he'll go a lot later than this. I think people are not ready for Laporta bounce back yet.
Yeah, you're right.
Kittle, maybe someone takes him as high, but I won't. But for ADP conversation's sake, sure, he's going to be in the mix here. Kittle will be in the mix here. Hurts will be in the mix. Higgins will be in the mix. Joe Burrow. Chuba Hubbard. I mean, why isn't Chuba maybe the best pick here? I don't know.
Yeah, JSN, Chuba, T. Higgins, quarterbacks. I think those are kind of the top candidates.
All right, I'm gonna go Joe Burrow. I'm gonna go.
Where does Monty get taken?
Yeah, probably fourth and fifth round.
Okay.
And I think he's deserving of that. I don't know. I'm gonna put Higgins here. I don't know if that's where I'm gonna really put him. I'm just kind of trying to wrap up this mock draft and we can talk about it and massage it out a little bit. Pause. Let's see here. JSN. Let's go
JSN.
Jackson Smith and Jigba here. Chuba Hubbard, maybe? Let's go Chuba.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he deserves
I
it.
don't know what
Jalen Hurts. Still a value. And then the final pick in the third round.
JSN.
Yeah, JSN, Chuba, Jalen Hurts, and then the final pick would be maybe I go bold here. So like Mike Evans, I mean maybe I keep going because we still got a lot of players, but James Cook is solid here. I'm fine with that. I think there's some risk to drop off. I mean, look, they're using Davis a lot. I'm not going to do Cook in the third round. I'll do him in the fourth round, but I'm not going to put him in the third round. There's some risk involved. Joe Mixon, risk involved. CMC maybe? I don't know. He's going to have such a higher ADP than this. So again, the casual coming in, the box score Bobby that comes in and says, this channel is full of garbage. Christian McCaffrey, wish I played in your league. You're not gonna get him at 3.12. I know I probably won't, but this is the way I see it. I'm just gonna leave him there.
Yeah, J-Mo.
Not yet, but he feels like a fourth. He feels like a fourth rounder. Let's go. You know what's crazy? Like, do I go? Would it be crazy to put Scadaboo or Hampton here? I don't think so. Burrow, Higgins. We got
Mike Evans.
Yeah, I mean probably.
I think Scadaboo is deserving, but I still think people are gonna undervalue him. I think you're right about like the combine and stuff like that, landing spot, but
we'll go Mike Evans.
I mean, I get. Yeah, it's solid.
Mike Evans, James Cook.
You're right that people will take CMC and Tyreek Hill around in the third.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mike Evans, James Cook. Who were a couple of the names I was saying? Yeah, next round. Let me go Hampton.
Chuba.
Who?
Chuba.
We got Chuba already.
Oh.
Let's go Scadaboo. Let's go.
Jacob? Did you do Jacob?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
We did Evans already. Monty.
Yep, Monty was one.
I guess I'll do CMC here. I'm not saying I would necessarily pick him here. I mean, you almost wonder if you could, trade him at good value at this point. And I'm just kind of trying to fill this up. I'm not going in exactly 100% my order, guys. This is kind of just the way. JMO, we talked about JMO.
DJ Moore might go. I know we might not be the biggest fan, but people are going to think with Ben Johnson, and he's going to turn Caleb Williams around. Waddle, if Tyreek leaves, will end up going.
Devontae Smith if A.J. Brown gets traded.
Yeah. Let's go with, I guess go JMO here. It's a little early, but I like him. Maybe we roll with running out of like ability to. I got Lamar already. Yeah, okay. Quarterbacks. We've got Mahomes. We've got. Yeah, I mean Mahomes will go in the 4th or 5th round, but I think he'll fall a little bit. People are really down on him, but depends how he finishes. But we've got Chuba, Hampton, Scottaboo, Caleb Johnson, maybe in a few picks. Evans already did Evans. Jalen Hurts. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Devontae Smith, George Pickens, I don't believe in. DK Metcalf, Joe Mixon, Devontae Smith. Let's go Devontae Smith here. I guess I will make this 4 rounds. Devontae Smith.
Is it too high for MHJ?
I'm coming up.
Not too high. I think we're getting there. Tyreek Hill, I mean, depends where he goes.
What about guys? Yeah, I know. What about a guy like Worthy, who had a strong finish to the season?
I
do you
think
think he gets some hype, or do you think because Rusty Rice might come back?
I think we wait a little bit.
Down, or?
I think we wait a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I like him a lot. Tech McMillan or Travis Hunter will probably climb.
Yep. What about like Kittle and Kelsey? Are they going later, you think?
Yeah. I like Laporta a little more. MHJ is intriguing here. I guess we start looking at it. Waddle, maybe. DK, maybe. Mixon a little bit. I think Mixon, it's so tough because, like, why did he drop off?
Yeah.
Walker, Kenneth Walker. Okay, we'll do Kenneth Walker here. We'll do MHJ here. What about Sam Laporta and Kittle back-to-back here, I guess? I don't know. Mahomes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mahomes or Kittle?
Mahomes.
I think if Mahomes has a strong 2 games or even 1 game, everybody will love him. There it is. There's 4 rounds. J.K. Dobbins, no thanks. Oh, Aaron, yeah, my fault. If anybody was naming players that were in that 2nd round that I hadn't drafted yet, it's because I didn't scroll down. That was my bad. I made it bigger. So here's the my personal, taking into account some predicting ADP and some trying to draft them as close to ADP as I can find. You guys are sleeping on Caleb Johnson. No, we're not. He's right. He's right in this mix. Like we talked about, he's a great player right here. You could easily put Caleb Johnson into any one of these spots. You could put him in this Laporta spot. I'll even do it right now. I'll put Caleb Johnson right here. Laporta, we'll probably get Laporta in round 5 anyway. So we'll put Caleb right here. Caleb, you're not sleeping on Caleb at all. You can't say that to a person that talks up Caleb all the time. So Caleb, Scottaboo, Hampton, and Genty are all in here. So you can't make claims about not being high in the rookie running back class. Yeah. I like this class a lot. We got to be careful.
Especially before the draft.
Yeah, I'm not taking Bucky in number 8 because I love Bucky. You got to take advantage of the ADPs. Caleb's only going to go higher than this if he lands in the most ideal landing spot, which he could, and we'll address it at that time. Drew says I'm sleeping on Caleb Williams. He's kidding, though. Mixon, yeah, Mixon's like, look, I'd take Mixon in the 5th round, maybe. I'd take Kamara maybe in the 5th round, not in every draft, but like just in general. I would take George Pickens maybe there, DK there. Yeah, I don't think we missed anything. I think Ted McMillan or Travis Hunter could be in this 4th round here, but this is a pretty good. It's a pretty good draft. You know, Kenneth Walker, can we trust him? Not really. That's why he's in round 4. And honestly, you could take him out. You could totally take him out and say, you know, give me Kenneth Walker later, and let's put Laporta in Kenneth Walker's spot. I easily could do that. Don't like McCaffrey in round 4.
Once you get to that 4th round,
I could easily take McCaffrey out. Easily take McCaffrey out. That's a good mock. I like this right here. I like what we did right here. We moved a couple things at the end. I like Kenneth Walker. I'm not saying I don't, but we don't know what's in store for him. So I think fifth drafted player is a lot better. Sutton, a good 5th, 6th round draft pick. Charbonnet, a great later pick, but he's not in a lineup yet. Kamara, good 5th or 6th round player, but not any earlier in my opinion. This is good. I think this looks good.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Where does Courtland Sutton fall? Where does he end up going?
I think 5-6 is good. I don't think top 4. I don't think if you draft Courtland Sutton as your 4th drafted player or higher than that, yeah, I think you're making a mistake. Not that he can't earn it, but you're not packaging any kind of risk in. You know, what if they bring in Higgins? What if there's just not, you can't, you gotta give them more ceiling value than that, you know. Just like Kamara going in 3rd or 4th round territory, you can't do it. Evans, even though he could be elite again for one more year, you got to get him as your near 3rd, 4th round turn guy. You got to package in.
What about DJ Moore with Ben Johnson?
Yeah, I think he's a borderline bottom of 4 that we could easily put in, like over Mahomes or over Tyreek Hill. You know. Addison, not a 4th rounder, but like 5-6, yeah, sure. Pickens, 5-6. DK, 5-6. Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, 5-6, maybe 4 if one of them lands in a great spot. It's pretty good. I don't feel like looking at this, it looks weird. I think this looks really good. And it gives you an idea of like if you did have a 12 pick, Henry, Bowers, Evans, Cook. I mean, you could develop a pretty damn good team. Like I'm more so rather, I don't like Bowers early like everybody else personally. I'd rather have Laporta later, Kittle or Kelsey or another sleeper tight end. But give me Derrick Henry and BT, or Derrick Henry and Genty, or Derrick Henry and JT, or better yet, give me hopefully like a Nico or a St. Brown or a Nabers falls, and I get Henry and that player, or I get JT and Nico, or H-Han and Nico. But looking at this, I mean, and let's swap out Mahomes for right now. I think he could probably go. Well, I gotta take him out because it has me having 2 quarterbacks. So let's just remove him real quick. And who do I put in his place?
DJ Moore?
No, I'll just put Caleb Johnson there. I'll just swap him. So now you really can't say them. I'm sleeping on Caleb.
I like that comment. Someone said, no way you're taking J.D. before Lamar.
Oh, yeah? No way? Just did. There's no way that I would not do it, and then you would say no way. Everybody thinks they know everything. Pickens is that dude, but you can't know about him. I agree with that, Knights. You don't know. He's an amazing talent. He's easily a top 10 talented talent-wise wide receiver in the league. But he's just not gonna produce it. He's not. So yeah, so no double QBs for me if I'm trying to like look at a team like that I would draft. I have no wide receivers there though. So if I'm being honest, I obviously wouldn't take Caleb in that situation. So let's put JMO there and just look at it. So we'll go Caleb here. Caleb Johnson, and then we'll go J-Mo here. I mean, that would be intriguing. Oh, I guess I could have went Caleb. I got Chase. I don't know what I was thinking there. Oh, I was thinking running back. Okay, so who would my running back be? That's what I was doing. If I didn't go Caleb, let's say, who would I be trying to get there? What about Scattaboo? What if it looks something like this? Remove. This would be ballsy as hell. And then we'll put, I think this would be a little early for J-Mo, but we'll put J-Mo here. Just moving things around. That would be intriguing. I think if I had gone McBride, I wouldn't go JD5 with McBride. I don't think I'd go early tight end and early, what people call early quarterback at the same time. Although it's pretty cool. I mean, it's like 0 RB through 3 rounds, and then you're just, smashing the sleeper. I mean, it's not a bad approach. It's a pretty good team. Like, it would do well. What about Burrow? What a Burrow, Chase, McBride, Scattaboo would be interesting. I don't know. Anything else from you guys? AK, you got anything else, bro? Oh, Redwood.
I personally would take JT over HN, Henry, and Collins.
Sure. Not a huge change. All right, my boy. Appreciate you calling anytime, AK.
I appreciate it,
Hey, bro. Redwood, you can call back if you have any final thoughts. Travis, anything else?
No, I don't think so. I heard something I can't remember. I'll put it in the chat if I think of it. What do you think if Russ ends up in Vegas? What does that do to Bowers? Do you like that or no?
The reason I like Russ in Vegas is so that we don't have another. Like, I feel like with Pete Carroll already there, it's gonna be. It's. I don't want to say it's gonna fail, because I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it could work, but it's gonna be very boring, in my opinion. And I think Bowers will benefit. That's great, and he'll be the exciting part. I don't know how much I trust the rest of it to be fantasy football potent. So I'd rather a quarterback like Russ go there to kind of just feed Bowers and kind of leave it at that. But I don't believe that he's going to go be a monster with Pete Carroll. I just don't think it's going to happen.
And do you think that leaves the Steelers with no quarterback right now? If he goes to Vegas and Fields says, I'm out of here, do you think if he goes to push hard for Fields?
I don't know how
Tomlin doesn't like Fields.
I don't know how Fields feels about that, though. Like, maybe he's not offended, which would be kind of head scratching to me. I would want to know, okay, is there another team out there that's not going to waver? Like, you literally wavered on me all year long. I'd just be so pissed off about that. I don't think I'd be looking at it like in a positive way. These are the picks for tomorrow that I kind of like on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Link in the description of the video. Link being dropped in the live chat as we speak. Make sure you hit the link. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000, but the minimum is only $5. I'm sorry, $10. So if you do $10, they'll give you $5 because they'll match it 50%. Where was I? I was on this screen here. So here are the ones that I kind of like just off the top of the head. Touchdown higher for Barkley. JD5 higher on 223 passing yards. Jalen Hurts under 191 passing. And McLaurin over 63.5 receiving yards. Those all feel very good to me. I think I'll drop that one myself right now. I just screenshotted it before I actually hit the button, but I'll throw a hundo on that one. 104 correct would pay $660. If I do the flex, it goes down to $396, but I can miss one and still get 1.3 times my money. So I'm going to do the flex one and be smart. It gives me leeway to miss. But playing all 4 of those on a $100 flex will allow me to miss one and still 1.3 times my money. And if not, I'm going to get 3.9 times my money. Although, I could run it back again and do $100 no flex, and then I could hit both of them. Might do that. Real quickly, Steven, you're live.
What's up, Smitty? If you're doing a 2-leg parlay tomorrow, whether it's money line or spreads, obviously spreads are a little bit better than some of those money lines. What would you do for a 2-leg? You think Chiefs money line, and then would you do like Commanders on like a plus 7.5?
You get I would take the 7.5. I like that, but the other one's a tough game to. I don't know, bro. I'd almost go with like a player higher, lower type of situation with it versus the game. The game's gonna be really hard to predict. It could come down to a field goal. It could come down to 6 points. It could be either team could win that game. I kind of would rather I'd rather bank on like Barkley scoring a touchdown or under on Jalen Hurts passing or
what about like Josh Allen over rush yards or
I like Josh Allen touchdown, rushing touchdown or anytime touchdown would be ideal.
Okay.
But that anytime's not going to help you. But like anytime rushing or 1.5 higher on passing is I guess what I'm trying to tell you. I'll go anytime rushing.
Anytime touchdown.
Anytime rushing.
That Chiefs game, it's going to be tough to just like break down. I know Chiefs are obviously going for the 3-peat. They're going to be motivated, but can't sleep on the Bills, especially Josh Allen. And there's so much money piling in on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's just.
The Bills got to get after Mahomes a little bit because their Chiefs line is great.
I put
disrupt them a little bit.
I'll put 100 on one of the refs scoring a touchdown. One of the referees catching a touchdown from Mahomes. Touchdown! It's in.
What are we thinking on Worthy tomorrow?
I like a
big game for them.
I put like total yards or total yards. I'd like on that higher. Touchdown maybe a touchdown. He's kind of a crafty one. Maybe on the riskier play, I put him with the anytime touchdown.
Okay. So for a lot, if you're doing just like a 2-leg lock, you'd say take that plus 7.5 and do.
I would say if you can do it. I know it's same game, so it might not let you depending on where. But Barkley touchdown, and then give me the points. Washington 6 or 7. What did we already said? Plus 7. I'd take that, but.
I think it's plus 6.5 now.
I like Barkley scoring a little more. But I think Josh Allen rushing touchdown, it works as well. All right, bro.
Yep.
All right,
awesome job on that mock. And then I was curious too, will this be accessible on their website to like print off or when you do any of these mocks, or just obviously just rewatch the videos? I mean, can do that.
You know what? I'll put this mock on the website. That's a good idea. I'll screenshot it.
All right. Appreciate it, Smitty.
Right,
yep. Later, bro.
Redwood, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
I like Saquon for less than 100 yards somewhere.
I don't. I like him for over.
Less against Washington's run D.
I think because Hurts is not 100%, even though he's been looking pretty good in practice. They said they're gonna run the hell out of Saquon, bro.
But Saquon, he doesn't break up the home run. He's gonna be balling.
I don't know what makes you think that.
If you
look at
rush defense.
Bro, he's going to be over 100 yards if he gets bottled up. He's going to be at 195 if they don't bottle him up. That's the way I look at it.
All right, mark my words. You're doing less than 100
I'll mark it here. I'll mark them right down. Here we go.
I was right the last time we disagreed. You said to keep Dell over McLaurin. I was like, no way, dude, McLaurin all the way.
Right.
So I'm 1 for 1 with you right now.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Are you a Washington fan?
Yeah.
He hung up on himself.
Okay. I just checking. No, he said yeah.
I can't confirm what he said was even true. I mean, we like Tank Dell. Tank Dell got hurt though. Like, and I'm not saying he did it. He didn't earn it anyway at that point. But I'm just saying, like, there was a lot that went wrong for Tank Dell. Tank Dell was an absolute monster. But we love McLaurin, so it's kind of like weird when you it's like you're coming in like, how did he ask me? Hey, which one do you like? Hey, I love both of them. I draft McLaurin in one league and Tank Dell in another. I could see myself saying that. But like, we love McLaurin. We love McLaurin on this channel, so I think you're painting that in a weird way, Redwood.
Underdog has Saquon rushing set at 126.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
So you know. He can do 100 yards in two runs.
Do the under.
If he doesn't break a big one, he can break two big ones.
Yeah, under 100 yards for Saquon, I feel like that's one of the riskiest things you could ever do. All right, I'm out of here. We'll see you later.
Talk to you later, Smitty.
All right, later, bro.
Bye.
All right, everybody, appreciate you. I'll see you all on the flip side. Smitty, there's a bad echo. How long has the echo been there? Like just a phone call, you mean? Like the echo, how long has the echo been there? Oh, I don't know. All right. Appreciate you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Ray G. I'm sorry, Ray G. Ray G just dropped a super chat. Ray G, you still here? I'm sorry about this, bro. That's funny, Smitty. I drafted JD5 Gibbs, Scattaboo, London, and Garrett Wilson on my first best ball team. Nice job, Ray G. Ray G to the moon. Ray G, you still here? Appreciate you. I think I'm going to go get Taco Bell.